Fiduciary Realtor versus Realtor. Hey guys, Gary again, and I just want to share another story about looking out for your client's best interests. So realtors or professionals in general, a lot of them call themselves fiduciaries, meaning looking out for the best interest of the client or putting the client's interests above the realtor's or the professional's own interests. So I want to share a story that where I was in a presentation center for a grand opening pre-sale, and I was working with other clients, and we were looking for condos, like investment properties, and the starting prices were in the low, like around 420,000 or something like that, and it was a great deal. But usually in grand openings and pre-sale grand openings, the lowest units, the cheapest units, they sell the quickest. They're usually gone, but for some reason they were available, and I was working with another client, and we were about to get those, and there were actually quite a few of them in that 420, 430 range. And meanwhile, I bumped into a couple that I've known for a while, but they weren't really my clients. I had met up with them maybe a year or 2 years ago, and we sat down and I talked to them about their short-term and long-term goals, and I looked at their real estate portfolio, and they were looking at buying pre-sales or buying other apartments or products, but the husband and wife, they were on different pages. One was risk-seeking, one was risk-adverse, one was more adventurous, and one was more conservative, and they were on different pages. And I said, you know, it's really important that both of you be on the same page. I don't want to be on either side of yours, and I don't want to be on husband's side, or I don't want to be on the wife's side. It's really important that both of you are on the same page. But we looked at the financials based on the real estate portfolio, and it seemed like they didn't have the money to really continue to stretch themselves and leverage themselves to buy more properties. So that was the conclusion from then was, why don't we manage this portfolio well first? And then when you speak with your mortgage broker and they say that you can qualify and you can buy more, and also you have the financial capability to buy more, then let's reconvene and talk about next steps. And they were working with their mortgage broker, and I don't know their mortgage broker. So usually when I work with my clients, I suggest them to work with my dream team, because I trust my mortgage broker. I know she's got my clients back. She will push away clients to other lenders or other professionals if she cannot help them, or if that's the best interest of them. So my mortgage broker is a true fiduciary. So I trust that when my clients talk to my mortgage broker, and I talk with my mortgage broker, I say, hey, is this client, can they afford, based on their income, can they afford to buy more properties? Are they overstretching themselves? Can their income support it? And my mortgage broker would tell me, yes they can, or no, like we should wait. They're going to be over leveraged. It's really not in their best interest. So that's why I work very closely with my mortgage broker. Back to this story. This couple was working with some mortgage professional, maybe someone at the bank. I have no control over that person, so I don't know their situation. But based on the financials they gave me in their real estate portfolio, it seems like they can't afford to continue to leverage themselves. They have to increase their rents, they have to pay off some debts, they can't. So my understanding was they're not going to be buying for some time. I think that was about a year to 2 years ago. So at this presentation center, when I'm working with these clients buying around $420,000 one bedroom, I bump into this couple, and they say, hey Gary, hey, good to see you. And we just bumped into our old realtor, and we just bought a property. And I'm like, oh really? What did you buy? And they go like, yeah, we're buying the cheapest one. We bought this $475,000 condo. And I said, okay, interesting. Meanwhile, in my mind, I'm like, why did you buy the $475,000 one when there's $425,000 ones available? Interesting. Wonder what the realtor was saying to them or whatever. I'm not too sure. Second thing that popped up in my mind was, they can't afford to keep leveraging themselves. Like, I wonder if the realtor knows about their short and long-term goals and their real estate portfolio, and whether they sees that they are highly leveraged. So I just let them be. I didn't say anything. I didn't say, oh yeah, there's another $425,000, because they're working with another realtor. I can't intervene. I can't make the other realtor look bad. So I just said, oh, that's great. That's interesting. You bought a property, great. And then later I was walking in the presentation center. I saw the other realtor, but of course I didn't say anything. So here's another example. I don't know if the other realtor actually understands that couple's short-term, long-term goals, their real estate portfolio, and how highly leveraged they are. I don't know, but maybe in the last year, they paid off all their debts with some money that came to be, and they are able to buy. Or maybe they wanted to buy the $475,000 apartment versus the $425,000 apartment. I don't know. But what I do know is it seems like the realtor didn't know the full story and tried to sell them into a project that might not be the best fit for them. That project, whether they bought it at $425,000 or $475,000, in the long run doesn't make a huge difference. I know the project will go up in value, so it doesn't make a huge difference. But whether it's the right buy for this couple, that's another story. What I'm trying to say is that when you look out for your client's best interest, it's not about just selling them what they want. It's really about looking at their needs, short-term and long-term. This couple might have just bumped into their realtor and said, hey, I want to buy this $475,000 unit. Can you help us? And then he was like, he's not going to be like, most people are not going to be like, oh, wait, let me sit down with you and have a 1-hour consultation about your short-term, long-term needs. Let me look at your financial portfolio. Probably not many realtors would do that. So maybe this realtor was just caught off guard and just helping some other clients or visiting the presentation center and bumped into his old clients and ended up selling them into this condo. Luckily, this pre-sale has a 7-day rescission period, so maybe they changed their mind and they refunded it. And when they look closely at their real estate portfolio and how it doesn't fit, I don't know. What I'm saying is there is a difference between a professional looking out for your best interests, knowing your short-term and long-term goals and needs, looking at your financial portfolio and your real estate portfolio, and seeing whether it's a right fit for you. It's not about just, oh, buy this, that it'll make money, you should buy it. In that case, I would be telling my clients, oh, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. But I don't do that. I'm looking at helping my clients buy the right property that fits their needs and short-term and long-term goals, the right property for them. How about you? Have you worked with professionals that just tell you to buy this or buy that without really understanding your needs, your short-term and long-term goals, and looking at your finances, whether you can afford whatever they're trying to sell you? Something to think about.